My today's project is a bench my husband made for me from these headboards. My first coat is a dark blue chalk paint mixed with the sawdust. I am applying it, crisscrossing or dabbing it in on the smoother areas, creating different kind of texture over the surface. And here how it looks after I have applied 2 coats of it. My next colors are dark egg blue, Svenska Blue and Giverny. All the paint from the Annie Sloan's collection. I am applying all 3 colors with a sea sponge, mixing them. When you mix the colors this way, be careful, as some of them, when mixed, are creating a different color, which you might not like. These 3 are mixing nicely. Here is when the surface is dry. For my next step, I have prepared a wet rug, a sharp spatula and the metal sponge. With the rug, I wet the surface ever so slightly, only to make it softer, that the paint would be a lot easier to move. And I'm using different tools and also a wet rag to get some paint off. On some areas, I have taken the paint off all the way to the wood. The seat of the bench can be lifted, so I am painting the same way beneath it. My next coat is an old white chalk paint, which I also mixed with the sawdust. I am applying it quite thinly. I want the bench look old, like it was painted a few times over the years. And all those colors I am applying, in the end, will be just slightly visible through the top coat. When the paint is dry, I am repeating the process of removing some of it using my metal spatula, the sanding pads and a steel wool. Those different tools make the surface uneven. Some parts are smoother, the others are rougher. Here is the result. Next, I am using varnish I had for some time. It is a water-based varnish and has a reddish tone to it, which I like. After applying varnish, I am spraying the surface with water and wiping the varnish off. It stays in the crevices and on the rough points. Instead of varnish, here any brown chalk paint could do. I just wanted to use the leftovers. I am getting rid of the most of it, exposing the layers underneath. Next, I am using Annie Sloan's Honfleur chalk paint to accent the corners and create some rust effect. And with a smaller brush, I add some black into the very corners. And to bring everything together, I am covering the whole piece with a dark water-based varnish, again wiping off the excesses. As you can see, it is very easy. You paint, then wipe it off, then paint again, then wipe, scratch, remove the paint off, then paint again, and wipe it off. That is how you create the layers slightly visible underneath each other. I have also repainted almost the same way this little side table to match the bench. I have left the link to its video in the description below. As life gets on the way, I have decided to upload a video every first Friday of the month around 8 p.m. GMT time. Thank you for stopping by, and I hope to see you again with my new fun project.